Having looked at the patterns that are used in media fakery, I am certain that this was not the first, nor will it be the last time that we see a celebrity faking his or her own death, only to come back to play a new character in this media deception. But as we've seen, it's one of only many tactics that's being used here. And if we take a minute just to think about it, this latest tactic is really only an amalgamation of different ways where actors are already playing different roles right in plain sight. There's many examples of this. Ronald Reagan used to be an actor, then he becomes U.S. president. Jesse Ventura used to be a WWF wrestler, then becomes governor of Minnesota, and then what appears to be a conspiracy theorist on TV. Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Olympia, then becomes a blockbuster actor, and then governor of California. So really we see it's just another couple of steps to adding in the tactic of faking a celebrity death to the mix. The thing to keep in mind is that these slam dunk cases that I've shown you here, they're not likely to be as easy to find as we go forward. The more who begin to see this for what it really is, it means that we can count on the media fakery techniques to get even better. At this point, it may be hard to admit that you've been duped. I get it. It makes us feel humiliated. So to avoid that, we want to stay in denial so that nothing really has to change in our little worlds. And I'm not real big on telling people what to do, but I'm also not a fan of uncovering a problem without offering some solutions. And this problem of such huge deception needs solutions. We need people with the courage to see the truth of what's going on in our world and begin to make changes for the better. We need to grow up. We need to do so much better. Now, you may be tempted after thinking of this for a bit to throw your hands up once you realize the enormity of the deception. But I urge you not to cave into that way of thinking, because there are tangible things you can do, small things you can start with, that we all can do to remove ourselves from the grip of this deception, a little at a time. Let this video provide the inspiration for a few definite things that you can do. For one, you can cancel your cable subscription if you still have one. You're paying a monthly bill to be completely deceived and programmed. Take the time that you willingly sit in front of the TV to get programmed and instead get on the internet and begin researching some of these things for yourself. I may not agree with all of the work by all the people that I cite even at the end of this video, but you can jump into the information stream anywhere from there. Even though the numbers of people who have taken note and are researching media fakery are few compared to the people who are still completely clueless as to the level of deception this really involves, they are still out there. So take a look, please, for yourself. You can take a portion of the money that you're going to be saving from not having a monthly payment for your own deception and negative programming, and you can donate it to help someone that you know really needs it. Maybe it's even you to work on a project that you've been putting off. Take another portion of it and donate it to those who are providing truthful information in their work. You'll never find them on TV or any other mainstream media outlet. You will only find them on the internet, but as I've shown, you really have to use your discernment. But don't let that stop you from supporting those that are out here that are becoming the new and legitimate investigators, researchers, and journalists that we should have been receiving information from all along. And instead, support those people instead of continuing to support those that we know are being paid to deceive us. I also encourage you to go back to the internet and with new eyes, look these news stories up and take a look again. Notice the lack of appropriate emotional responses. See if you can spot the certain keywords that are being used over and over again in witnesses or victims being interviewed in these tragedies. See if you can pick out the real reason behind why a particular fake story is being created. For instance, how much talk is there about gun control after school shootings? See if you notice all the stories about young black man versus white cop, or in reverse. And what about the number of Muslim guy terrorist stories? See, the name of this game is divide and conquer. and a huge attempt is being made to remove firearms from people. Why? Because if you think about it, those who are conspiring to create this deception know that really it's only a matter of time before they're truly exposed. They hope that if they can keep us fighting with each other over race or religion, that we won't have time to pay attention to who's actually instigating the conflicts to begin with. They hope they can keep getting too many of us to behave irresponsibly and hurt and kill each other, with firearms maybe, and then use that as the reason for saying that all of us who are responsible and desire a firearm for the purposes of protection from those who are irresponsible are somehow unreasonable to want to protect oneself. Think about this for just a minute. Does it make sense that the media who feeds you story after story that makes you fearful, that paints the world as this place where protection is always needed, more security and surveillance always increasing in the name of safety, would then promote an agenda over and over again to take away a real personal means of protection in this seemingly dark and predatory world? No. The reason really is because an unarmed population has no chance of fighting any armed tyrannical force that may come against them. I'm not advocating unprovoked violence for any reason. That would be completely against natural law. But I'm also not advocating anyone giving up a real means of personal protection because of any fake news story. Start seeing the real agenda that's being played through these stories. Gun control is just one agenda. There are many other agendas and themes running, and when you take a step back and start analyzing, you're going to see them clearly. The conclusion I've come to is that news stories are not only, for the most part, completely scripted and in large part totally fictional, but they're each part of a greater narrative, a greater story, an epic story actually. TV is just one storytelling medium in this epic tale. We're going to take a look at other storytelling mediums that are used to tell this epic tale and decode what it's saying to us. So stay tuned for that upcoming content. Works from other researchers cited in this video can be found here now. And for now, if you want to contact me, please do so by finding my Facebook page. You can also contact me here on YouTube. I'll leave a link for you. I hope, if nothing else, after seeing this video, that the nature of your conversations will change. I hope that the next time you're engaged in conversation and someone asks you if you've heard about the latest news story, that you'll actually think twice before just accepting it and passing it along as if it was the truth. I look forward to sharing with you future content and the discussion that it will bring. Thank you for your time and attention, and be well.